Guys, this is what I need on Ditch the Silver. Drawstring jeans. I'm gonna go check the price. I bargained it down to 35 dirhams. If you're by the Sharjah Souks and wondering where to grab a bite, let me take you on a little foodie walk back in time. These aren't viral spots or fancy cafes. They're just humble joints with history. I'm going to take you on a walk through the souks and we're going to hit up 3 spots from a food tour that I had done at Frying Pan Adventures many moons ago in what is called the Heart of Sharjah. It's nothing that's trendy or viral, like I said, but this is one hood that's been marinating in local culture for a really long time. My first stop is going to be a really decadent, indulgent one. It is tucked away in a side alley of Souk Al Arsa, and it is the OG Omani Halwa shop in the souk. They are doing Omani Halwa in the traditional way. You're caramelizing sugar, cornstarch, rosewater, saffron, cardamom, nuts. This is the real deal, and it is stirred for over an hour until it is perfectly incorporated, molten and gooey, and that texture at that temperature is just the way I like it. Fresh out of that massive copper vat that they have. But you have to be really careful because if you just eat it straight out like that, you're probably gonna have third-degree burns on your tongue. It's like a balancing act holding this hot, molten, scorching halwa that's literally been made fresh. These guys are making their halwa fresh every single day. This is what they've been doing since 1961. It's this tiny, tiny little shop that's tucked away. If you didn't know it was here, you would probably just miss it. But if you follow your nose, you will land up straight here, and it is in the morning that you can actually get to watch them. I would say probably before 9:30 in the morning is when they're making this halwa. And the one that we got to watch in the kitchen, the one that we witnessed, was their halwa sultani, which is the one that actually goes to the royal palaces of Sharjah. It's very special because they're mixing in white sugar and brown sugar. It has lots of ghee in there. They add in walnuts and cardamom. Oh my God, my mouth is watering just explaining it. And rose water and saffron. So literally, it's like you are getting this aromatic facial when you step into the kitchens. So I've got both kinds of halwa he's given me to taste. One is the halwa adi, which is the ordinary kind of halwa. And then the other one is the sultani, which is the one they were making fresh in there. So this adi one, the simple one, the plain one really doesn't have any nuts in it. And usually people wait for it to set, but I like to live dangerously and have it when it's super hot. You have to be really careful because if you have it when it's this hot and you don't blow on it, literally you're going to rip your tongue out. You heard me say it here. Honestly, this is one of the best Omani Halwa shops in the country. I've had Omani Halwa at a lot of different places, but nothing quite hits my heart the same way as Omani Sweets Factory here in Sharjah. And I know it sounds kind of crazy because this is all made with caramelizing sugar, but their halwa is more aromatic than it's sweet. Like the sweetness doesn't, it doesn't kind of bowl you over. It's the aroma of the spices and especially that cardamom, the saffron. When it's at this texture where it's molten hot, it's got this very sticky, gooey, fudgy quality. Okay, I'm gonna try, by the way, even the simple one is so good. But I want to try the one with the nuts, okay? So this is the royal one that gets sent to the palace. And you get a nice big of that. And the right way to have this is to pair it with some gahwa or Arabic coffee, which they also serve in there. So I might get a little chug before I go. The walnuts are everything in this. Because what happened is that the halwa, the sweet caramelizing halwa, has essentially set around the walnut. So it's like you have this gooey outside and then on the inside you still have a walnut that's retained its crunch. And I know a lot of people like to actually spread this on bread. So you would take fresh bread out of the tandoor and spread this and make a sandwich, which sounds nuts. But God, what an insane way to start the morning. Mm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. For someone who doesn't love sweets, I love this. And this is the traditional dish that you would serve, especially during Eid, right? This is a festive thing. You would serve it during Eid, but also on the flip side, you would also serve it during sad occasions. So even during funerals, Omani Halwa finds its way across all kinds of gatherings, happy and sad. So that was 90 dirhams, 40 dirhams for the container, that gorgeous white container, and then 50 dirhams for a kilo of halwa. They only accept cash, so make sure you carry cash. And there's my stash, and I think a lot of people at home are going to be very happy with this. I had alluded to the fact that I was in Souk Al Arsa, so let me tell you a little bit about this souk, because it is really one of the oldest marketplaces that's here. It's over 180 years old, and this is the place where you had the Bedouins from the desert coming in with their camels and then trading with the traders from India and from Persia. So really one of the original marketplaces there were, and it still has so much character. Like, you walk through these alleys and they're very, very narrow, like the old school way of construction, and all of the walls have the coral studded in. So when you look very closely, you'll see chunks of coral that are sticking out of the wall, because that is how they used to build these old structures back in the day. And there's lots of little shops that are selling antiques and all kinds of artifacts. So it's really a vibe. Like, just step in and you feel like you're going to be whisked back in time. Now that dessert is out of the way, I'm going to go and find some breakfast. And the place I'm headed to is the first restaurant that opened up in the souks. It's 150 years old, and it's been passed down generation to generation. And as we speak, one of the descendants is actually still sitting in the coffee shop right now having his breakfast. Just a heads up, before I dig in, there's going to be a lot of background noise. You can probably hear the TV blaring in the background and lots of chit chat, because this is like a hangout spot for a lot of the Emirati guys who are working in the shops here, just the men who are retired. They're just, sitting and passing their time and having their meal and just catching up with friends. And I am not going to wreck their morning by asking them to turn off the TV. So, you know what? You just have to be prepared for a little bit of that garnish with your meal here. This is a very simple, no frills kind of spot. Like, you don't come here and overthink your food. So I'm here for breakfast, and they have paratha and keema, which is very Indian sounding, because it is. But a lot of these Indian dishes have been absorbed into the Emirati traditional menu. Now, if you come for lunch and dinner, you get more of the rice-based dishes, your traditional Emirati majboos or a biryani. But I really think the best time to come is during Ramadan, because that is when some of the special dishes like haris, which is the slow-cooked meat and wheat porridge, they do a really good version here, as well as the lugaimat, which are the deep-fried dumplings that are drizzled with date molasses. But right now, I'm going to attack my keema and paratha. It's a pretty good deal for breakfast. It's 6 dirhams for this keema, which is basically minced meat. It's spiced. It's got peas in there as well. And then 1 dirham per piece of paratha. These are store-bought parathas. They're not made fresh, but it works. You know what I'm going to do? Everything tastes better with the hot sauce that you'll find at most of these Emirati places. It is a very vinegary Louisiana-style hot sauce. It's not that spicy, but it just adds a little bit of brightness because of the acidity. There you go. Yeah. And then I'll mix it in. Yeah. Everything is better with that hot sauce. I'm going to step out of Souk Al Arsa and walk around the rest of the historic souk area. But if you are enjoying this video so far, make sure that you smash that like button so the algo knows exactly what you're hungry for. Click the subscribe. Make sure you tap that bell, because you never want to miss another episode like this one. I love how when you step out of Souk Al Arsa, there's just history scattered around. The mosques, the wind towers, the sand-colored facades. Heart of Sharjah just yanks you back in time. I'm walking through the souks and I just walked past a really popular Emirati restaurant. It's called Arabian Tea House. I have featured it on the channel before because they have multiple branches, and I will link to the video where I featured it and what I ate. So make sure you check it out. It's in the video description. But it is right here in the next souk after Souk Al Arsa. It's called Souq AlShanasiya. And it's named after Shanas, which is in Oman. And it's the merchants from Shanas who would come here and set up shop in this souk. There's too many S's and too many sh's in that sentence. That hit the spot. I'm at Ratio's Coffee, and this is not as old as a lot of the other places here in the souk. It's been around since 2015. It literally came around at the time when the boutique coffee shop movement in the UAE was totally taking off. And it's the first of its kind here in Sharjah. And the reason it's special is because the owner salvaged a lot of the wood from the old dhow that belonged to his father to build the furniture in this coffee shop. So it's got a little bit of Sharjah's maritime history baked right into the decor. And it's got some pretty damn good coffee. What's really cool is you step out of Ratio's, walk a couple of steps, and the same owners have set up a little shop that is dedicated to all kinds of leather bags and shoes. If you need to get them fixed, this is the spot you would come to. It's called Res & Co, which is from the word resurrection, because these guys are taking dead leather and making it alive. You step in and you see all of the big brands. I see a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes here waiting to be fixed. I mean, these guys are really experts in what they do. So yeah, if you have something high quality leather, you want it restored, now you know where in Sharjah to come. I'm now stepping into Souk Al, which a lot of locals just simply call the Irani Market because it has a ton of Iranian shops. It is the place in Sharjah where you come for affordable textiles, nuts, spices. And honestly, I've never really seen tourists here. I think it's a spot that locals actually continue to visit and shop in till today. A lot of people ask me, where can I find traditional Emirati spice mixes? And these shops in Souk Al have it. So you can get Bazaar, which is the local spice blend, and every house has their own variation. But the shops here stock their own blends. And this one is that Emirati Bazaar. You find it in a lot of traditional Emirati dishes like the rice and meat or prawns called majboos. You can have it in your salona. So one of those really versatile spice mixes. And it's not spicy, it's more aromatic. And it's got things like cumin and coriander and black pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, turmeric. So you can come here and get your spices freshly packed. And there you go. I mean, none of these spots are new and shiny, but if you want your taste buds to travel back in time, then this is how you do it, through the heart of Sharjah. If you enjoyed this, then you're probably going to enjoy my video taking you into some of the secret spots around the souks of Dubai. It's a very different vibe, but it still has that historic charm and character. Hey, thanks for joining me through the heart of Sharjah. Until the next time I see you, forks down, sleeves up.